are listening to Thoughts of the Week.
All right, so coming from this book here, Dirty Little Secrets by Claude Anderson. All right, and I'm going to read something in the business and inventors section of the book. Foundations laid in public transportation. All right, that's the title of this particular article, if you will. Foundations laid in public transportation. All right, Black Americans were more involved in, let me read that again. Black Americans were more involved in mass public transportation a century ago than they are today. In the late 1800s, Blacks invented and filed for patents on a number of transportation related devices. As examples, in 1897, A.J. Beard invented a train car coupler. In 1888, now take these names down. All right, I'm gonna say it again. In 1897, a person by the name, I don't know if it's male or female, but by the name of A.J. Beard invented a train coupler. So if you guys want to look this stuff up, all right. So A.J. Beard invented a train coupler in 1897. In 1888, a person by the name of A.B. Blackburn invented a railway signal. All right. That's A.B. Blackburn in 1888 invented a railway signal. Okay. In 1874, Brown and Latimer invented, I wonder if that's Lewis Latimer, but Brown and Latimer invented a water closet for railway cars. All right. So get those names and do some research on it. In 1897, a person by the name of R.A., so that's, initials, and then they give their last name. So it's R.A. Butler, R.A. Butler, invented a train alarm. All right, that's in 1897. And in 1891, George Tolliver invented a propeller for vessels. All right. Although they were fresh out of slavery and the literacy rate among slaves was 50%, Black inventors filed hundreds of patents for transportation devices. So that's even when they came out of slavery and the literacy rate was still for just 50%. All right, they still were able to file hundreds of patents for transportation devices. So if they're able to do stuff like that back then in the 1800s, just imagine Black folks what you can do now with all the technology available to you, so much information available to you. You shouldn't ever have to feel like you can be stopped. All right. Even though we know there's a lot of hands at work trying to undermine Black folks still today with laws, adding little laws and changing little rules and stuff like that. Still try to keep your mind in the mindset that you can still overcome. You can be just as strategic and get in and out of things and still do stuff. All right. And by no means am I under the illusion that everything is peaches and cream for Black folks. I understand the games that's going on and being played. So don't misunderstand me. I'm not under any illusions. All right. So what was even more impressive was their ability with limited capital and limited training to develop businesses in nearly all forms of public transportation. All right. Blacks built and operated their own railroad lines in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and Jacksonville, Florida. How these railroad lines compared to whites is unknown, but the Black-owned railway in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, was eventually taken over by whites. All right, so these Black people built these railroad systems, and it was eventually taken over by white people. All right, Blacks were much more competitive. Listen to this: Blacks were much more competitive in the public bus business. All right. From the 1930s until the early 1960s, all right, blacks in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, had the distinction of owning and operating the only city chartered black bus line in America called the Safe Bus Line. All right. The company had over 500 buses, maintenance buildings, and other properties. All right. It was a major employer of black drivers, mechanics, maintenance crews, and administrative staff. Although for years the company serviced only black communities, in the 1950s it won the bid against the Duke Power Bus Company, the city's white-owned line. So it was the black-owned bus line called the Safe Bus Company against the Duke Power Bus Company, which was a white bus company. All right. So I'll read that again here. Although for years the company serviced only black communities, in the 1950s it won the bid against the Duke Power Bus Company, the city's white-owned line, and began servicing both black and white communities. All right. The integration process and black efforts to ride on the front of white buses hurt the bus lines. I'm going to read that one again. The integration process, the process of integration and black efforts to ride on the front of white buses hurt the black bus line. So a lot of these black folks wanted to be on the white bus companies so bad that it started affecting the black bus companies, because they wanted to be in their space so bad and not realizing they have some value and they have a valuable bus line that they can keep operating. They felt they had to be on the white bus line, the bus line owned by the white company. All right. So that started to bring that decline down into the black bus company. All right. The Safe Bus Company went under and the white bus line reclaimed the charter bus service. All right. So I'm going to read that whole paragraph again. The integration process and black efforts to ride on the front of white buses hurt the black bus line. The Safe Company bus went under and the white bus line reclaimed the charter bus service. All right. During the same period, Winston-Salem also hosted 2 black-owned cab companies. Integration again helped put both of those black-owned cab companies out of business. Again, that integration was really a detriment than something good for black folks, because then black folks felt like, if I get with the white cab company or the white bus line, then we've made it. It'll show that we've made it. But what it did, they got tricked. A lot of black folks got tricked into thinking that the white bus line or the white cab company was better than the black ones. And so they all started leaving the black bus lines and the black cab companies. And eventually that shut down and ended up causing these black-owned companies to close. So supporting black-owned companies even today is very important. So I hope y'all see the importance of that. All right. Today, these pioneering businesses are gone, and blacks can no longer boast of black-owned cabs, bus, and railway lines. All right. Black people own railway, trains, buses, and cab companies. And because a lot of black folks wanted to be in white people's faces so bad, and they thought that their products were better, that kind of shut down all the black companies. So again, I repeat how important it is to support a black company. Now, tomorrow I might show you a product or something I use, somebody who's black owned, and I'm going to shout that person out. This person, I don't get money from them. I'm not making money from it. And the person I don't even know the person personally, but I know who makes it. Is out of Chicago. A black gentleman out of Chicago makes a particular product. And I probably, if I remember to, on the next podcast tomorrow, I will put y'all in on some interesting products. It's for both men and women. The same product, men and women can use it. The same product. And I'm going to put y'all up on that tomorrow, like I said, if I remember to do so. All right, so that's something to take heed of. Understand that black people own train companies, railways, and buses and cab companies, and because they felt like the white companies were better. You always hear that the white ice is better than the black ice. They had that mentality, and so because a lot of black folks had that mentality, it ended up shutting down the black companies. The black companies were thriving as long as the black folks continue supporting it. But then they thought the white ones were better. So what happens? They got shut down. All right. So that's it with the foundations laid in public transportation. All right.